College leaders, thank you.
It's 8:45 ahead of a meeting of Ukraine's allies, which is taking place today at the US base at Ramstein in Germany. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has said that all NATO members have agreed that Ukraine will join them and become a member of NATO. Jeremy Bowen, our international editor, joins us. Any idea of what kind of time frame is involved in this, Jeremy?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? Because as long ago as 2008, at the NATO summit in Bucharest, NATO said that both Ukraine and Georgia at some time in the future would be able to join, and they were all in agreement on that. That was the statement that NATO put out, though the German leader at the time, Angela Merkel, disagreed with all of that and published her reasons afterwards, certainly as far as Ukraine was concerned. And actually that's those people who believe that the flirting of Ukraine with NATO helped provoke President Putin over many years, look back to that statement in 2008 when they said, yes, you can be a member, but not yet. And, I think there's some politics going on in here because Stoltenberg has just been in Ukraine and is there to try to reassure President Zelensky, of course.
If it happened while the war with Russia was ongoing, it would immediately change things for all of NATO, wouldn't it? Because it would mean that a NATO member was under attack and therefore all other NATO members are supposed to be involved in their defence.
Yeah, and to paraphrase President Biden, it would be World War III, quite possibly, because full members of NATO are part of the provisions inside the North Atlantic Treaty, which means that there is an attack on one is an attack on all. So it would change everything, which is one of the reasons, I think, why only the other day the German defense minister, Oscar Pistorius, said that it's not going to happen anytime soon. He rejected a quick decision on Ukraine's membership of NATO. And the quote from him on German TV last night was, "The door is open a crack, but this is not the time to decide now." The decision of Ukraine joining the alliance, he said, could not be made just out of solidarity, but this is a quote, "with a cool head and a hot heart, not the other way around." So I think he's trying to say that Mr. Stoltenberg's head might be hot as well as his heart.
Or perhaps he is simply restating what you said right at the beginning, the intention that this will happen one day.
Yeah, the whole business of trying to deter Russia from doing more than it has or trying to widen the war is to send signals that NATO, as well as giving military and physical and political support to Ukraine, may well at some point allow it to enter. So there's signalling going on as well, saying to Moscow, be aware that we are watching this very closely. We're very committed to Ukraine. And there's also signalling going on to Kiev, where Stoltenberg is saying, look, we hear what you're saying. We want this to happen. But those people the thing is that throughout NATO as well, there isn't unanimity about the degree of support for Ukraine. And the Germans, having said quite a lot, have done a little bit less. And so they are urging some caution here and saying it's a cost-benefit analysis for all concerned about the more you push Russia. It's this old question which has been there since the Russian invasion. The more you push Russia, the more you threaten them, how much do you deter them and how much do you provoke them?
Jeremy Bowen, thank you.
The time now is 11 minutes to 9. How do you fancy the idea of naked running? In case the idea of floppy bits comes rushing to mind, I should say that naked running actually describes going out without headphones, smartwatches and phones to be more mindful, I guess.